All right, so here we have some exponent law review to do. We'll be pretty quick through this, assuming this actually works. When you multiply two terms, you're going to have to add the exponents. For this, we're going to have x to the 4 plus 5, which will then be x to the 9. When we're doing this again, we can look at the terms separately. Negative 2 and negative 3 will be 6. X to the 2 plus 4 is 6. Y to the 3, and this is a y to the 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. Negative 2 times 3 is going to be negative 6. And we're going to have x to the 2, x to the 4, and another x to the 4 over here. 2 plus 4 is 6, plus 4 again is 10. 4 is a y to the 3, a y to the 1, a y to the 2, so 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 2 more is 6. And z to the 1, z to the 3 is z4, z5, z6, and another 5, 11. And this is all stuff we've done since grade 9. When you're dividing, you'll just end up subtracting. 8 minus 4 is going to be 4. For here, we've got terms out in front. Those can be reduced. Those can both be divided by 6. 12 divided by 6 is 2. 6 divided by 6 is 1. I'm not going to write it. And then for the k's, 12 minus 6 is 6. And there's nothing left over. I had this as a fraction. It's going to be over 1, but we don't even need to write that. That's our final answer. When you subtract, our answer is on the numerator, and sometimes we'll move it. Next question, every two negatives is a positive, so those get removed. There still is a negative, so I'm going to make my answer negative. 36 and 48, those can all be divided by 12. So those are the terms out in front that can be reduced to get a 3 and a 4. And then we can start subtracting. 18 minus 7 for the x's is going to be 11. 10 minus 9 is going to be a 1, which I'm not going to write. 2 minus 2 is a 0. And that's my final answer. Notice there's no negative exponents. When we end up doing multiplying, so when we have an exponent to an exponent, you multiply. This is 4 times 3, which will get 12. Again, this is review here, but that is a true as a rule. Here we're going to have x to the 5 to the power of 3, which will be x to the 15. 5 times 3 is 15. And then this is not going to be 3 times 3 is 9. It's going to be 3 to the power of 3. Now, 3 to the power of 3 is 3 times 3 times 3, which is 27. Moving on here, x squared to the power of 3. An exponent to the exponent is multiplication, so 2 times 3 will be 6. This is a 2 to the power of 3, which we can reduce in a moment. And this says I've got 3 negatives, so my answer will say negative. 2 cubed is going to be 8. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8, and there's an x to the 6. Something like this, we have a power to a power to a power. So we're going to work on the inside stuff first. I'm going to bring this 3 into everything. So there's 3 negatives, meaning I'm going to have a negative. And there's going to be a 3 an exponent there, so I'm going to have a 2 cubed. And then x squared to the power of 3, it's the power to a power, so you multiply. 2 times 3 is 6. And all of that to the power of 4. So here we have, I'll just reduce this. There's a negative, so it's a negative. 2 cubed is 8. And then I have an x to the 6, all to the power of 4. Now I've got 4 negatives, which will be a positive. And then I've got an 8 to the 4, which I can reduce after. And then I've got x to the 6 to the power of 4. And so you multiply, which is to the 24. And so now I have to go 8 to the power of 4. 8 to the power of 4 is 4,096. And then x to the 24. You actually could have done this a different way too if we wanted to. You could have, and I won't do it all, but we'll have negative 2x squared. And you'll put those together first. which is going to be 3 to the power 3 and another power of 4, which multiplied to be 12. And then you can distribute the 12 in.